Welcome back to Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. The Athens Speedway in Athens, Georgia closed in 1992 after nearly 30 years of racing excitement. The track now sits abandoned and is mostly forgotten by the people of Athens. But on Saturday, April 14th, some people traveled from across the southeast to remember the speedway that played host to some of the best racers in short track history. The third annual Athens Speedway Reunion was held at South Jackson Elementary School just outside of Athens. Organized by Donald Brooks, Freddie Massey, and Charles Burkhalter Jr., the event brought former racers, officials, and fans together to remember the old track. Among those in attendance were Georgia Racing Hall of Famers Charlie Mincy, Bruce Brantley, and Charlie Paget, along with guys like Jimmy Payne, Jabez Jones, and many more of the great Athens wheelmen from over the years. We got a chance to talk to Donald Brooks, who had his restored Skeeter on the premises, along with Freddie Massey, who was showing off his restored race car hauler.
We traded for the truck back in 1958. It's a 49 model, and my father and I had a car lot, and we traded for this truck. And after that time, we built a race car, and we pulled the race car with this truck from all through up until the late 60s. Put it in storage after that, and took it out of storage. We took it all the way down to the frame. Brought it all the way back up in it, made it as close to original as we possibly could on the outside. Inside and the running gear and all has been changed. The outside is normal appearance that was back in the 50s and 60s. And then they wanted me to get it ready and get it up here to the show, so I finally got it to the Athens Speedway Reunion and Car Show, and I got it ready this year.
My name is Donald Brooks, and we helped put together this Athens Speedway Reunion. This is the third annual we've had with this car show. I raced at Athens for a number of years. I started off when I was 14 years old driving jalopies. And then we kept moving on up. I drove Sportsman, which was a flathead. Bought one of Bud Lunsford's old 3-wonder coupes and raced it for a number of years. Then this Skeeter was created around Athens, Georgia. You had to have a factory frame, factory body, and a 302 engine. Had started its own power, and limited us to a 2-barrel carburetor. We ran for a number of years this car right here, stand beside, and then we decided to come up, myself and Freddie Massey and Charles Burkhalter and some others, having the Athens Speedway Reunion, and we want to continue having them. It's been a good thing. These old drivers used to fight down the pits, are out here now shaking hands and hugging necks. It's a changed life. And we have the good gospel singing at these reunions, and just have a fantastic time. It's an enjoyable time for me and bring back a lot of memories.
And plans are already underway for the 4th annual event next year.
All right, well, NASCAR didn't have the only game in town this weekend at Rockingham Speedway. The UARA Late Models did battle in the Sandhills on Saturday, and Corey LaJoie charged past leaders Travis Swim and Clay Rogers with less than 10 laps to go to score the victory at the North Carolina Education Lottery 75. It marked the 3rd win in 3 events for LaJoie. Ronnie Bassett Jr. finished 2nd, with Swaim in 3rd. Tim George Jr., who was in Sunday's truck race, finished 4th, and Jack Morris finished 5th. Up at Hartwell Speedway in Hartwell, Georgia, fans were treated to a big turnout in the mini stock class with $500 on the line for the win. Mitchell Godfrey came away with the big money, beating out Nathan Bray in 2nd, with Cody Byram, Dustin Bales, and Ashley Poole rounding out the top 5. Other winners on the night included Parker Herring in the Limited Late Models, Danny Sanders in Crate Late Models, Dean Butler in the Modified Street, Keith Teasley in Stock V8, Bryce Alewine in Young Guns, and Stephen Powell in Up Fronts. And it was a big weekend of drag racing at Atlanta Dragway in Commerce, Georgia, with several local racers scoring wins and the NMRA-NMCA All-Star Nationals. Mark Hancock of Commerce, Georgia, took out fellow Commerce resident Hank Willem to win in the Bracket 1 class, with John Norris of Royston beating out Fayetteville's William Smith in the Open Comp category. And meanwhile, Brian Mitchell traveled all the way south from Philadelphia to beat out South Carolina's Alton Clements III for the Renegade win.
Bruce Harvey not only had to fight his way through a caution-filled event, but also had to hold off Austin Sanders to score the open-wheel modified win at East Bay Raceway Park in Tampa, Florida, Saturday night. Sanders would finish second with Thomas Pratt third, Matt Miller in fourth, and Bobby Dixon in fifth. Other winners on the night included Robbie Smith in sprints, Eric Moon in street stocks, Shirlene Hammond in outlaw fours, Raymond Van in four-cylinder bombers, Brett Phillips rounded out the night with a win in dirt daubers. More dirt action this time down at Phenix City, Alabama, at East Alabama Motor Speedway, where Joey Thomas scored the Neesmith late model victory. Montana Dudley ran second, with Cody Smith third, J.R. Mosley fourth, and Pat Wall in fifth. Other winners included Jimmy Thomas in Limited Sportsman, Joey Keyser in Rookie Late Models, Taylor Renfro in Hobby, Grady Holmes Jr. in Bombers, and Bobby Duell in Road Warriors. Up at Hickory Motor Speedway in Hickory, North Carolina, pole sitter Austin McDaniel had to hold off a hard charge late in the going by Jesse LaFavors, but held on to score the victory. Grant Wimbish finished third, with Anthony Anders fourth and Josh Wimbish in fifth. Other winners on the night included Shane Lee in Limited Late Models, Mike Newton in Street Stocks, Carol McKinney in Renegades, and Todd Harrington in four cylinders. For more on these and other racing stories, be sure to visit RaceweekIllustrated.com. And folks, that's going to do it for us for this week here on Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. Next week, join us. We'll have a look at more racing action. Plus, we'll have someone else sit down in our pit road spotlight. Doug, thanks so much for being on here with us today. Great to have you here for your first show. Folks, that'll do it for us for today. He's Doug Turnbull. I'm Brandon Reed. Until next time, we'll see you at the races.